Hello, new you. It's Claudia Lefebvre, your nutritional therapist, eating psychology coach, and master NLP practitioner. Now, here we are in living La Vida lockdown in Gibraltar as well as in the UK, and I'm sure many parts of the world. I've met many of you from different countries over the years working with New You Escapes. And something that I thought I would jump on and make a video about today is many people are contacting me saying, Claudia, it's really hard to stop snacking. And, if we're not careful, lockdown can equate to a lot more food intake and a lot less exercise, which is why it's so wonderful that New You are offering New You at home. So here we are. And, many people are saying, Claudia, I'm in a dangerous proximity to my fridge and larder and all the treats I have there. And I know, from meeting many of you over the years that, many of you are very busy. You have very important jobs. You travel a lot. You are on the go all the time. And, it's quite unusual maybe to spend so much time at home. There are many reasons for why we might be increasing our snacks and naughty treats that we're eating right now. And I thought I would just unravel that a little bit for you today. So definitely one aspect is the close proximity. We're not used to being at home for so long. The second thing is boredom and stress management. Now, if you've been to any of my talks at the boot camps before, we will definitely have discussed how our relationship with food can be the most amazing coping strategy, and how we, rely on food, and we can become to depend on certain sugary foods, for example, or alcohol, when we start to feel a bit low, and we use that to help manage our anxiety. So the first thing really is, if you feel like you're eating more than you usually would, or more than you want to be eating, the first thing is to take stock and just become conscious about what you're eating. You may want to jot it down what you're eating, or you may not. Normally I don't work like that. Normally we are not doing food diaries, we're not counting calories, we're not doing any of the numbers stuff, because that's also left brain, and we want to work on the right side of the brain as well. However, with this lockdown, lots of food intake, it can be quite helpful just to feel a little bit accountable, just to jot down what you're eating as you go through the day, because so much of what we're eating can be mindless. I saw a really funny quote on Facebook this morning, and it was basically a little note to Netflix, and it said, "Dear Netflix, we are in quarantine, so of course we want to keep watching." You know, when that little sign comes up saying, "Are you still watching?" Instead, I would far rather you ask me what I'm actually eating at that point, and should I really be eating it? Because there is so much mindless eating. Now, part of jotting, the reason and the thinking behind jotting things down is to become a little bit more conscious. So, it is exceptional times, it is a national emergency, it's difficult, and it is all well and good to use food as a coping strategy. However, here's a really quick tip that is incredibly effective. So what I want you to do, if you are going to have a little treat and it is going to help you feel a little bit better, put it on a plate first, okay? Never eat a packet of biscuits straight from the packet, because, so many people say to me, I'm watching EastEnders or whatever it is, I'm watching on Netflix, and I look down and that packet of biscuits has gone. And I've got no idea. I don't remember eating it. It has just vanished. So if you are going to have anything naughty, I'd like it to be, strategic pleasure. Let's call it that. Because every day we need a little bit of strategic pleasure. So, if it's a little piece of dark chocolate, if it's a couple of biscuits, that's okay. But put it on a plate first and just take a breath before you eat, and be really mindful and savor and enjoy. So with many of you, we've sat around in a circle and we've held a walnut in our hand and we've looked at it before we eat it, and we've smelt it maybe, and we've taken a deep breath, and We felt the saliva build up in our mouth before eating it in anticipation of eating it. And then we have very, very slowly chewed it and realized just how much you can flavor and depth of flavor and, satiety, satisfaction that we can derive from just eating one walnut if we chew it slowly and if we take our time and savor and enjoy it. Whereas it would be quite easy to wolf down, 6 or 7 in one go if we were distracted, if we were, writing emails, watching something on telly, using using food to cope with anxiety. And the reason a lot of people use food to cope with anxiety is it can be very, very numbing. So when we're under stress, we're what's known as in fight or flight, the parasympathetic, or the sympathetic system is activated. So your adrenaline and your cortisol is pumping around your body, your blood is diverted to your brain and your muscles, and it's not really focusing on digestion. But when we eat a lot, what happens is eventually the blood is pulled to the digestive system, and blood can drain from the brain to the stomach eventually. And that's when people go into that sort of food coma. They go, or they might reach for the alcohol and they go, and it's just that decompression. So key part of managing this lots of eating and trying to reduce it is working out what your trigger is and why is this happening for you, and what alternative strategies can you put in place. So when you're feeling that build up of pressure and anxiety, maybe going for a nice, a lavender bath or magnesium bath, doing some yoga, looking at Jane's videos and doing some of her breathing techniques, doing a class maybe that You See Me is going to put together, burning off some of that adrenaline. Food is a fantastic coping strategy, but we don't want to end up at the end of lockdown having put on weight, feeling disappointed in ourselves, and it's not helpful for helping our body fight this virus. Sugar is the biggest suppressor of the immune system. So sugar, alcohol are, we want to be avoiding those because we want to be nourishing our bodies and being our absolute best and feeling as healthy as we possibly can. We've got this threat looming and we want to build ourselves up. And I know and I understand how easy it is to say, but it's a really tough time and I need my treats and I really feel like eating some chocolate because I know it will, release those endorphins and make me feel better. But the truth is you need to scratch below that a little bit and think, but hang on, if I'm doing this for myself, it's not really helping myself. It's not really nourishing my body. It's not really helping me get to the place that I can be in the best health I can possibly be to fend off and reduce the longevity of this virus should it reach us. So guys, wishing you the very best of health, and I hope these tips have helped. Okay, take care. See you soon. Bye.